Thank you, Chair Collins, and for your leadership, your commitment for so many years on this committee, along with Vice Chair Murray, to report this bill out of committee for consideration to the full Senate. I want to also thank Ranking Member Gillibrand. I appreciate the hard work and collaborative attitude that you and your staff have demonstrated throughout the bill writing process to achieve a very strong bipartisan product. The fiscal year 2026 Transportation, Housing, and Urban Development and Related Agencies Appropriations Bill is fiscally responsible and responsive to our nation's need while adhering to the budgetary constraints that this committee must operate within. The bill includes $26.5 billion for DOT, $73.3 billion for HUD, and $424 million for several independent agencies, which include the National Transportation Safety Board and the Federal Maritime Commission. The funding provided in this bill aligns with the FY2024 enacted levels and adheres to the subcommittee's allocated amount for fiscal year 2026, despite changes in open-ended mandatory spending items required to be funded throughout the appropriations law. So to be clear, Ranking Member Gillibrand and I did not have infinite resources to work with, but we worked to stretch as much as we had, as far as we could, to carry out the essential functions of DOT, HUD, and related agencies. And we did, I believe, achieve our objective. This year alone, a tragic mid-air collision over the Potomac River and multiple air traffic control communication outages have underscored the urgency for Congress to take decisive action on aviation safety. Our bill delivers on that call. After meeting with the families of those who lost their lives in the tragic crash over the Potomac earlier this year, we worked together to include $2 million for the National Academy of Sciences to conduct an independent study to address the airspace complexities around the D.C. airport so we can learn from the mistakes made and prevent similar accidents. Further, the bill provides $22.4 billion in total resources for FAA. This includes $4 billion to fund the administration's request to modernize our nation's air traffic system, to hire an additional 2,500 new air traffic controllers, and to hire an additional 91 safety inspectors and engineers to address the ongoing safety needs of the agency. The bill continues to prioritize safety across all other modes of transportation as well. For example, $75 million is provided for rail infrastructure and safety improvement grants, and the bill supports the safe integration of advanced vehicle technologies on our roadways. The bill continues key investments to improve our nation's transportation infrastructure, including $250 million for the BUILD program, $350 million for a rural bridge rehabilitation and repair program, $75 million for port infrastructure development grants, and $30 million for grants to support small shipyards. At the same time, the bill continues to fully fund existing rental assistance for more than 4.6 million households to ensure that seniors, people living with disabilities, and working families who currently receive such assistance are not put out undue risk of homelessness. Additional investments were made toward ending youth homelessness, supporting victims of domestic violence, and developing more permanent supportive housing. The bill also provides $3.1 billion for the Community Development Block Grant, or the CDBG, which has very strong bipartisan support and helps state and local governments promote economic activity and job creation. This bill also maintains funding for the HOME program, which is a critical source of funding for increasing the supply of affordable housing. Given the broad range of programs and activities funded in this bill, from highway safety to homelessness prevention, the subcommittee received and carefully considered nearly 5,000 requests from 87 senators. The result is thoughtfully crafted appropriations bill that is responsible with taxpayer dollars while addressing critical priorities. Again, I thank Ranking Member Gillibrand and her staff for all their hard work in helping us to get to this point, including the clerk, Joe Eckert, Rajat Mather, Jessica Sun, and Kelsey Daniels. I'm also grateful for my team, the clerk Mike Clark, Jason Woolwine, Cam O'Brien, and Jake Lynch, as well as the GPO staff, led by Valerie Hutton, who were instrumental in assisting our teams with this bill production, and also my staff, Kendall Moore and Daniel Ulmer. I urge my colleagues to join me in supporting the fiscal year 2026 HUD bill. Thank you again, Chair Collins and Vice Chair Murray, for convening today's markup.